was very categorical. He did not provide enough proof detailed proof to them. He only told them that the Elijah you are looking for has come and he is John.
And you don't accept that?
If you accept, accept. If you don't accept, don't accept. We accept that.
You accept that?
Yes. Fine. So if the same Jesus who was, passed through this examination and gave this answer to redeem himself or to answer to defend himself is also said to be coming again, then you should not accept or you should not think that if the same Jesus will be coming. What our point of view is that yes, somebody will come in the person of in the different person, but with the quality of Jesus. The message will be the same as Jesus came with the powers, but not the same Jesus born to Mary or Mary.
If I may add something to what my brother has said. You see, like I keep on repeating that Muslims believe in all prophets.
Yeah.
And if you look at the traditions and the writings of most of these prophets, you would come across prophecies to the fact that these various prophecies and prophets would come back in the latter days. For example, when you read about the Buddha, it is written that Buddha will come in the latter days. In the religion of the Krishnas, the Hindus expect somebody to come, and then Muslims also expect somebody to come in the latter days, known as the Mahdi. Right? So if all these people were to come differently at the same time, instead of peace, there's going to be chaos.
Yes.
So because God is one, you see, the name does not matter. Whether the person is Paul or is Peter or the name doesn't matter. What matters is that a spiritual being has come from God. And God can decide to, that's why Jesus Christ was called so many names, Emmanuel, because all boils down to one person, right? So we believe that all those prophecies were made, but then the import was that somebody was to come in the latter days, but it is not going to be that same Jesus who was born, like my brother said, then he must be, if he keep on going, except that somebody can convince us that the growth rate now stopped somewhere and he was no more growing.
Because it's according to Christianity. Ladies and gentlemen, our viewers out there, we are coming from this mosque right here in Mount Harbor, on the road leading to Gutters. And we are here, I assume that this is holy ground because I am in my socks in this lovely, luxurious place, enjoying the atmosphere here. We're going to take another break. When we get back, we'll talk some more.
Vital Christian Issues examines controversial and stimulating, exploring real-life issues. This is Vital Christian Issues.
Welcome back to Vital Christian Issues, ladies and gentlemen. Talk with members from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. With me on set, you have been hearing from Ahmad and Ibrahim from Ghana, enlightening us, telling us, more about the Islamic religion and bringing to us a new light, a new side, than what we have been hearing about on the surface, giving us in-depth revelations about Islam. And I'm so happy that I'm here and to learn more, to get the knowledge from the persons who are involved directly. And these men, they are young men. They are not some old men from long ago that we would say probably they come here to trick us and deceive us and have something up their sleeves. Even if they are giving us wrong information, they themselves are deceived because they strongly believe in the Holy Quran and they are genuine in what they believe, and they want to enlighten us to, to put away the stigma that we have heard on this religion of peace. There is a controversial issue. The debates go on and on for years about the jihad that we hear about. Many of our viewers don't know what that word is. But I'm going to have our guest, my guest here, explain to us about the jihad. What is all about? The controversial issue, that word is related with war, violence. Could you shed a light on it for me, please?
Right. Now we start, maybe later my brother was ask something. One thing that maybe most of us are not aware of is the difficulty that the Prophet Muhammad, or peace be upon him, had to encounter at the beginning of his ministry. He was raised among people who were idolaters. I mean, they were worshipping idols. And it is said that at the time they had no less than 360 idols. It means that for each day they had a special god or special idol that they were worshipping. Now, initially, the chiefs and the elders of Arabia or Mecca did not see the need to confront him, because they thought that he was surrounded with some few weak people. Now, when they saw that his message was spreading, because he was talking about freedom for everybody, and he said that if you have a slave, what you eat, the slave must eat same. If you have a slave, the type of clothing that you wear, the slave must also wear the same. And you must treat him the way you want to treat yourself. And people find it very difficult to accept this message. Then again, at the time, people thought that women were subhuman, so they could maltreat them and say, no, women must also be treated with fairness and gentleness. And all these things, the Arabs were not prepared to do it. So later on, in short, they started mobilizing forces against him, and with his few followers. Now what happened was that initially some of his followers had to move from Mecca to Abyssinia in Africa. They went there just to get peace of mind to worship. Now, because the Meccans would not allow them to remain in Arabia to worship in peace. So they left there, they went to Abyssinia. That place was a Christian territory. The king there was a Christian, and then he allowed them to stay here and worship. So they were there worshiping. Later on, they came back, and the Meccans started the same trouble. Okay, the Prophet and his followers had to move from Mecca again. They went to Medina, another place. And then the Meccans again mobilized forces, and then they wanted to attack them. And God said, now you have suffered for too long. For 30 good years you have suffered persecution. Just as God gave power to David to fight Goliath. Now you are also weak, apparently, but I'm going to give you power to fight these people, because the Meccans had gathered as many as about 1,000 well-seasoned soldiers, and at that time the Muslims were only 300 with women and children. But could you imagine anybody with sense ever thought of going to fight not well equipped with 1,000 soldiers? But then God said, now the time has come to fight them, because if you don't do it, they are going to exterminate you, they are going to destroy you, and I'm going to help you, just as I helped David to fight Goliath. So this encounter took place in a place we call Badr. So after that, the Muslims were given upper hand. God helped them. They were able to conquer these Meccans. 2 years after, the Meccans prepared again. So a series of this encounter took place, and this was referred to as jihad. Now you realize that the situation in which they were fighting, they fought reluctantly, because they were weak, they were not having strength. But then the enemies want to devour them, and God said, I'm going to help you, so fight. And they fought. So after that, now that era has passed. So now we are not in an era where somebody can just come and force you that I'm not going to allow you to worship what you want to worship. So now, as we stand now, we as Muslims, what our belief is that, of course, jihad is a word, it's an Arabic word. It means that to struggle, to excel. Not terrorism. Not terrorism. So one time, the Prophet was coming with his people when they had this kind of encounter with the enemies. and he told them, now we are returning from a small jihad to a bigger jihad. The people were confused. They thought that there were some other enemies who were waiting for them.
Okay, yes.
So because you know, we have, God has helped us to be able to overcome these people, and now what other bigger jihad again? They were frightened. Professor, don't be frightened. The bigger jihad I'm referring to is to be able to conquer your own self, your own selfish desires. The evil desires is with you every day.
Yeah.
That temptation is every day. So in order to be able to fight it, it needs a lot of strength. Because the next day you'll be tempted to do this, the next day this temptation comes, the next that temptation. So that is even more difficult than to just go to battlefield. So that is the biggest, according to the definition of the Prophet himself, that's the biggest jihad. But if somebody just sitting somewhere, maybe you take a bomb and you go to a bus and then you blow the bus, they're like what is referred to as suicide bombers. What have those people done to you? It's mere wickedness. And Islam says that anybody who kill one person is like you have killed humanity at large. That's what the Holy Quran says. If you kill somebody, one person, one innocent person, it's like you have killed everybody on earth.
Penalty for.
And the penalty for it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's suicide, you know, lost his life, but for someone to kill another.
The penalty is that you can also be killed according to the law of Islam. You can also be killed.
Okay, unjustly.
Unjustly. And then again, if you
But
kill...
that contrary with Christian teaching about forgive.
It is in the Bible also.
In the Old Testament?
Yes, in the Old Testament. Yes, heresy is part of the Bible. It is not capital.
Yeah, it's part of the Bible, but
even
that's the thing with Christians now. They look at the Old Testament as an Old Testament. The New Testament is the New Testament. It's the Christian era. So they are not following the Old Testament laws, an eye for an eye, although we have some controversial issue as to what that meant, because that meant was the penalty for the crime. But they're looking now at what Jesus the prophet, Jesus the Messiah said, that you come and slap you on one cheek, turn the other cheek. They are preaching in their churches on a weekly basis that God says, leave all vengeance to Him. He will fight your battle for you. No need to fight, leave it to Him. So those are the Christian principles that the Christendom is following. You're saying now in Muslim, your religion says that if a man kills, he should be killed.
It is not just, the answer is just straightforward that you kill. But you see, I explained earlier on that when anybody does anything wrong, according to Islamic teachings, the person must face the law.
Yes.
So it is the law that will determine whether that person needs to be, killed, or maybe some sort of punishment. But at least he must be put to the law.
To the law, definitely.
Yes, definitely. So you realize that even in Christian nations where they follow, the teachings of Christ, we still have the law in place, where we have the judges, the police, the military who are, and so otherwise the Christian, there are no need to find...
The law of the land, it is different from the law in some ways, many ways from the old book,
but then if somebody is a Christian, then there's no need even to have a security at your gate, because Christ says if somebody takes your coat, give him your shirt. Why do you have to get a security man there?
Well, to prevent them from taking it in the first place, and you don't want to lose out. What does the Holy Quran say about like fornication? Are you allowed to marry more than one wife?
Yeah, I will go to that. But before that, I think we should not also forget that Prophet Moses himself said that anyone who omits even an iota from the law.
Was it Moses?
Yes. That you have to obey the law to the letter. And anyone who does not obey, who does not follow even one of the laws,
is guilty of.
Yes, is guilty of.
Yeah.
And when Jesus came, he said, think not that I came to destroy the law, but I came to fulfill it.
Yeah.
I was trying to cite some instances in the Bible. Somebody maybe hearing from the Quran that the Quran says, if you do this, this should be done, you may think it is so cruel. Yeah, whether it is in the Old or the New Testament, still Jesus said he came to fulfill the law, which Moses also said that if you even ignore even one, you are guilty of it.
Yes.
In the Bible, as we read, if a child curses his or her parents, according to the Bible, you have to be put to death. Homosexuals, according to the Bible, have to be killed. Many instances. When you marry and you find out that the lady is not a virgin, that lady has to be killed. That is in Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and so on. So all these things are there. Though you may say they are in the Old Testament, but still, if you lift your Bible, all these laws are in it.
Yes.
So if you happen to see maybe something similar in the Quran, it should not be that strange. God knows why He brought those laws to suppress the cruel and the wicked. People just take the law into their hands, going about killing, and if you leave them to go about killing, it means none of us will be saved. Then the issue of, you said, homosexual, is it? Marriage. Yes. Islam allows Muslims to marry up to, if only you can, to marry, the maximum is up to 4. You can't marry beyond that.
Once or?
You can marry one. You can marry one if you have the means and there are conditions. You can marry 2, you can go to 3 and up to 4.
But all remain alive at the same time?
Yes. That's what Islam says. And you may find it very strange, but God knows why He decided that. I have one wife, He has one wife. The conditions attached to it is very strict that if you fail to deal gently with them, your doom will be there, or your downfall will come. So if you know you cannot handle them with care, with justice, then don't even try going for 2. It goes without, to say that if you buy a jewelry for the first, you have to also buy jewelry for the second wife. If you do this to this one, you have to do the same. If you know you cannot, then don't do it.
Yes.
Then, on other side, you see the population. If you just even take the population as a listen, you see women are more than men. So if we are to go one, who are going to take care of the remaining?
All right, we are going almost out of time. There are certain things that I want to bring out to the forefront about Allah and the Holy Quran. What it speaks to this present life and the life after. Tell us about it.
It is very, very important, and in fact it is one of the cardinal points of the Islamic faith, that one must believe in God, or the Allah, and one must also believe that there is a day of resurrection and there is accountability, because that should be the police, that should be the watchdog that can follow you. For example, if all of us come here and worship, and you go to your yard, I also go to my yard, nobody is following you to see whether you are doing the right thing or not, right?
Yes.
But then if you believe that a day is coming when you'll be called to account for whatever you are doing, then that alone is enough to check you. Because you know that, well, my brother is not there, my sister is not there, my wife is not there. But at least God is watching. So if God is watching, and then at the end of the day He's going to call me to account, then I have to be very, very careful. In fact, the Holy Quran says that there are people who doubt about this. And the evidence God has given us in the Quran is that He said, don't you see how you were created from the beginning? That you were created in the womb. And then whilst you remain in the womb of your mother, you change from one form to the other. And for example, the way you used to eat, or you used to be fed when you were in the womb, is quite different from when you come to when we are born. We used to eat, but not with the mouth. We used to breathe air, but not with the nostrils. It was a different system. The Holy Quran says that God made provision for your food, for your air, for your blood, for your circulation of blood, everything in a different way when you were in the womb. And then you were brought forth in the world. Your neighbor part was severed, was cut, and then the system changed. You started eating with the mouth, you started breathing through the nostrils, and then you were given different system of digestion in the alimentary canal. So He's telling you that if you are doubting that you are going to be given new life or new system of life, then you should reflect and see what actually transpired in your first 9 months in the womb. so that we will not doubt. So it is our strong belief that life here is just a preparatory stage. We are preparing to enter into the third phase, which is the eternal.
What is that like?
Yeah, and I think to add something to it, God has given us a very simple rule, particularly to those who reject that there is life after death. God has given us something called dream. See, if you sleep and you happen to have somebody with you, and you have a dream whereby you see a lion chasing you. Then in the morning you tell your brother, I had a dream and there was a big lion chasing me. If your brother who was with you happened to be reading at that time, who was not asleep at that time, and did not see you going anywhere, I think he has the authority to disagree that no. I was in the room with you, I didn't see you, and I didn't see any lion in the room. I didn't see you go anywhere.
Yes.
But you can also convince him that I saw the lion in the dream. So what is the justification, or what proof can you give?
Yes.
So that is one of the proofs God is using to tell us that sleeping is just like death. It's a minor level of death. When you sleep, you are just like you are dead. So even if in your sleep, this body will be lying down, and the spirit or the soul can travel to a place, meet a lion, and being chased, then when you die, the same soul will be taken away to go and account for all those things you did. Sometimes people have dreams, and when they get up, they become very happy. I thank God I'm saved from this dream. Some people also have dreams. When they get up, they become very angry because he dreamt he was in a very luxurious car and he had many servants, and now he found himself in that single bedroom. You see? So that is to tell us that when we die, the soul will have to travel and have to account for all these things.
Apart from the accountable, if one watching decide to accept this religion, what is there mainly to gain? Is this access to that other place?
You see, it's a very nice question that if one becomes a Muslim, what is the benefit of becoming a Muslim? You see, a Muslim means somebody who has submitted himself to the will of God, to the will of the Creator. And if we believe that we are brought here by somebody and he is the supreme being, and by submitting yourself to him, naturally you are going to enjoy his communion. He is going to love you, and you will get closer to him, and it will make you a better person. You see, because he brought you into being. He knows what is good for you. It's like when you have a parent and you decide not to obey your parent, you want to go away and do your own things in your own way. Such a person is bound to face a lot of difficulties in life, as compared to a person who says that I would want to listen to my parents and then take advice from them. Such children normally grow up to become better people. So anybody who decides to submit himself to him, to the will of God, apart from the promise that at the end of the day he is going to give you paradise, even in this world you remain a better person.
Yes, that's the teaching of Christianity also. Paradise was a promise for the Muslim.
And I think all prophets talk about paradise.
Right. So it's kind of close to Christianity, except for some minor issues.
Yes.
But one question though, my directors is giving me a rough sign. But Fergo, do you see in the future that the lesser jihad will come up to be again?
You see, the question about this jihad thing, the people are exploiting Islam to gain their political yes. So you see, some people are not well informed about the teachings of Islam. There's some politicians just gather them around and then give them ammunition and then go and cause mayhem somewhere, and they say they are doing it in the name of their religion. In fact, that actions have nothing to do with Islam. Islam never endorses it. Islam is peaceful, and Islam has nothing to do with that kind of terrorism.
So you disassociate yourself
yes,
from.
Yes.
I think we need to come back and talk some more. The time is short. There's a lot more of information out there. But I hope our viewers can get to understand and see you as a part of our community now. You hear from them. They are disassociate themselves completely from the bad apples, so to speak, that we hear about on our television or news about the